Hi everyone! I have a different type of video planned out for today on a topic that I love so much, but I haven't really shared on this platform. Growing up, there seemed to be this stigma against girls playing video games and that video games altogether were weird or just, too violent. So generally, I tried to keep that hobby of mine very quiet and hush-hush just because I was so worried what other people would think. But now I'm just starting to get to the point in my life where I'm not caring too much what other people think of me or what my hobbies are, and if I truly enjoy something, then, I'm going to talk about it or I'm going to share about it. But when it comes to video games, I would say that I tend to gravitate more towards a very set niche, and that's the cozy genre. Growing up, I played lots of Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Nintendogs, and so many other games. And one of my favorite things to do was I would wake up super early, have like a nice comforting breakfast, and get all cozy and just binge these games for like hours. And now that winter is here and it's cozy season, I couldn't think of a better time to release a list of my favorite cozy games and games that I'm excited for on the Nintendo Switch. Now I'm not going to try to bore you with a list of games that are on everybody's cozy list. These games include Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, Spiritfarer, those kind of games. But I'm going to try to go onto a list of more low-key games that people don't really talk about that I really enjoy or think I would enjoy when they come out. So our first game that we have is The Story of Seasons: Pioneers of Olive Town. And fun fact, if you didn't know, Story of Seasons is now the new name for Harvest Moon. The franchise was taken over by a company and they have rebranded it with the new name, but it's still the same premise of Harvest Moon. This is a farming sim game where you build up a new farm, raise animals, make relationships with townsfolk, have a family of your own, and aim to build the town to be more of a tourist destination. The next game on my list is The First Tree. I ended up getting this game on sale from the eShop for like just a few bucks, but I'm actually enjoying this game. In the game, you're playing in a dream about a fox trying to find her missing babies. In parallel to the story, it's narrated by a son who is talking to his wife or girlfriend about his life growing up with his father in Alaska. As you progress and hit markers, the son really starts to share more stories and his thoughts overall as he learns the meaning of death. It sounds kind of gruesome, but it's honestly like a really peaceful, cozy game that you can just sit and binge. Next on our list, we have Endling: Extinction is Forever. This game is about the last mother fox who is trying to keep her babies alive as she travels in a world that is slowly destroying itself. In this game, you have to defend your cubs, learn their personalities, watch them grow, but most importantly, you need to keep them alive. This game kind of gives me like the trauma vibes that Pikmin does, but the art style is very similar to The First Tree. I think that this game will be a very cozy game to sit and play when it comes out this spring. Next on my list is Cozy Grove. This is a life simulator where you're on an island as a spirit scout. It's similar to Spiritfarer where you go about helping spirits, but it's also like Animal Crossing where you have a crafting mechanic, you can shop and collect things as you go. It's a slow and steady game because it actually limits the amount of tasks you can do in a given day, so you won't be able to binge the entire game all at once. Next, we have The Gardens Between. This one is a puzzle game about two friendships going through their childhood, and you learn a lot about their friendship over time. Time takes a major role in this game, and so as you go, you can manipulate it to solve puzzles. The puzzles are kind of similar to like phone puzzle games in a sense, that they aren't too hard, but they have enough difficulty to keep you engaged. It's definitely short, but I absolutely love the overall art style in the game. Next, we have Loco Motive. This game comes out next summer, but it honestly looks like it would be so much fun to play. It's a comedy adventure game where you have to solve a murder mystery on a train. It takes place in the 1930s, and so it kind of gives me Murder on the Orient Express kind of vibes. It has lots of puzzles that are supposed to leave you stumped for hours, as well as lots of characters that you can get to know on the train as you try to solve the murder mystery. Okay, the next game on my list is Lake. They haven't officially announced when it's going to be coming out onto the Switch, but I recently got to play it on my husband's Xbox and I absolutely loved it. Lake is a game that takes place in the 80s about a girl named Meredith who leaves her software engineering city job to move to her hometown to be a mail carrier. You can create relationships in the game and make choices of your own. It's kind of like a Hallmark movie, if you will. The story takes place over the course of 2 weeks and the ending is entirely based off of how you play the game. And the last item on my list is Breath of the Wild. And before you come at me, I know that this is a very popular Switch game, but let me just explain. Typically when people play Legend of Zelda games, they kind of glance over the side quests and just play the main campaign. I mean, that's what I did at least when I played Breath of the Wild for the first time. However, I have just recently replayed the game with a completely different type of approach. Not necessarily to 100% the game because I'm not about to go find all 904 Korok seeds, but playing in the sense that you're going on a journey in this open world, buying a home, building a new town, acquiring special armors, grabbing dragon skills, and so much more. I really enjoyed replaying it for a second time, and I think it was a good refresher, especially since Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be coming out in this upcoming year. So guys, that was my list of cozy games. I hope that I was able to give you a recommendation of a game that you have not played, or maybe a game that you haven't played in a while that now you want to go play again. So I hope it helped in some way. I'm really trying to make content that I love talking about and I'm passionate about. And so I hope you guys like this video and enjoy this new type of content that I'm going to be sharing here. It would mean a lot to me if you would like this video and leave a comment down below, maybe introduce yourself if you're new. And follow me on Instagram. I like to post a lot of tech reviews, software engineering content, women empowerment, video game stuff, tech stuff. But yeah, I'm Maddie, the hippie hacker, and I will see you all next time. Bye!